Hi everybody. I just walked across this footbridge. Very, very pleasant here. What a pleasant little meander along the river here. Walked past this factory over there. I saw something over here that caught my eye. There's the cemetery over here. That's pretty interesting. As cemeteries go. There's possibly some old buildings and the like over there. But over here, this is the river, the wall that protects the community from the river with a door, a gate that can close here. I thought there was a gate that can close there. I don't see it. I guess there is no gate that can close there, but it is nevertheless a wall to protect the community. Some beautiful flowers over here. Isn't that mustard? I think so. But what I like over here, this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. These are laundry poles. So some local women, you know, and I'm not being sexist in saying women. Women do laundry in Japan, you know, by and large, for the most part, almost exclusively, unless unless it's a household where there are no women. And then the men will do it very poorly and very infrequently. There you go, laundry poles. Set up here in a nice sunny spot. If the wife takes her laundry out in the morning, have a nice morning sun going across over there from that factory smokestack over there all the way across here. Dry the laundry nicely. It looks like it's still being used. Well worn footpath here, so to speak. There you go. Nice way to do it. Improvisation using the area and resources that are available. Maybe one of these houses here that otherwise doesn't have a good access to sunlight for drying. We'll take a look at this temple, shall we? How do I know it's a temple? Well, it's got a cemetery. And in Japan, as they say, you are married by a Shinto priest and buried by a Buddhist monk. Graveyards are typically associated with the the Buddhist religion. Nice old building there, possibly asbestos. My father-in-law has one, an asbestos, some asbestos items. Nice cherry blossoms up there. Staircase up here to the graveyard. Let's take a little walk through. Maybe there's a temple over there. Walk, walk, walk. Now this is the kind of thing that I really started this channel for when I started it. Was to give you glimpses of Japan as I'm experiencing it. I have no idea what's up here. We're going to discover together. But one thing I can probably be sure of, to a curious mind, to a wondering mind, to a mind that is easily fascinated by the simple things, this will be an interesting spot. Already it is. Look at that light. Wow, this is an incinerator. Not for cremation, of course not. This is probably for the debris of the graveyard, old flowers, wooden plaques, things like that. There's a 1-cup sake vessel. You see the flowers that they leave here dry up and need to be discarded. Cups and the like, those won't be discarded in that capacity. Is that in there? An insect? No. Old plaques and the like. These are big plaques that indicate somebody's died. Possibly a child there, I think. There's a full can of Ibisu beer for someone interred here who loved beer. And what is that? Oh, incense items. Lighter and incense sticks and the like. Someone's cups there as well. Here's the incinerator. You can see burnables all in there. The various the ash of incineration. Over here we have those items that were probably put in there accidentally. Can't be burned. Ceramic items, teacups, glasses, the like. That's probably where that 1-cup sake came. And that's probably sake in there. It looks like it hasn't even been opened yet. People commonly do that here. They'll leave items that the people liked in life, sake, beer, and the like, behind for them in the afterlife. This is a Jesus statue. Now this is borderline for me, the kind of thing I would probably not typically do. Temples are kind of off limits for me. Shrines I don't mind going into, but temples are kind of private, so I probably won't linger here too long. I'll show you this. This is interesting. This is new paving stones and old paving stones. Old here and new here. Concrete, poured concrete, old cut stone. Very interesting. Let's walk on through. Although I don't think people necessarily mind me being here. I feel like a little comfortable. Temples are typically patronized by the families that have their their ancestors or their family members interred at that location. Shrines belong to the community, and the entire community, that area, will take care of them. So temples are really the place for the people that whose families are associated with it. The people that have their people here will pay money to the temple for its upkeep and for regular things that need to be done. And they're typically not festivals that are done here. Instead, what happens at the temple are services for those who are deceased, and various types of events marking the stage through life. Here's grandma's cane. And in that capacity, it really is a more private type of a thing. With that in mind, I'm kind of eyeballing my way towards the exit now. The park over here. Could be a shrine nearby. If there's a shrine, there's often a shrine nearby. Look at that. So the ceramics have been disposed of here. This is a tranquil, the sake vase. I think that's for sake. Could be for flowers. Not sure. Can't sneak out that way. I guess I'll have to go this way. I guess we're in it for the long haul, friends. Keep on walking through. It's not that this is a disrespectful thing. It's not that I'm doing something necessarily bad. It's just that I would rather. There's a hole there. I'd rather fill it from a shrine. But we're kind of adventuring. Here's another grandpa cane. Or grandma's cane. It really brings it home when you see something like that. When you realize that was a human being that used that. A human being who was, we think of them as being old, but they were once young. These are very old graves, yes. Once was very young. Once was a baby. Once held in mother's arms. Once was a light of inspiration and joy when mother realized that she was pregnant and expecting a little one. That all represented right there. There's another kind of beer. That's more my style. The Nodogoshi, cheap stuff. That's what I drink. You know, each of these was a person like that in one capacity or another. Here's the main shrine itself. They're very nice. Look at these. These appear to be lots of maybe Jesus statues with 1 yen all over. Another one over here. Wow. I think these are Jesus or some sort of a Buddhist figure. More money. There's another shrine nearby that has a lot of these statues. It said that not this one, but the other one that you can, if you look closely, you'll find. I think it's your father's face amongst the stone saints, if saint be the right word. Contemplating in the sunlight here the succession of generations and passage of time, the strange pilgrimage of foreign-looking individuals muttering incomprehensible language and listening carefully for anything familiar. Is this person saying anything that rings of truth or familiarity? I'm not sure. Certainly, places like this inspire us, I think. It's not outside the box, deeper within the box. A little stream that goes nowhere. A stone that once was carved by someone who was probably interred in this very cemetery. Here's the exit. Pillars of entrance and exit. More Jizo. Typical bib. And I leave having trespassed but a little upon the grounds that are sacred to many families in this area, and I beg their pardon while I pass on and carry the memories with me and the experience to you. Take care, everybody.